Out in Termon, that's the Villagers and the Pact. Around the northwest with the news now that there is, Donegal Relay for Life will be on again in May. But in the lead up to it, there is a fundraiser called Donegal International Car Push. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's called the Donegal International Car Push for Relay for Life. And it's a joint effort between the main garage dealers around the county and also some gyms and fitness centres, and the cars are going to be pushed around a route in Letterkenny. It's happening on Wednesday the 21st of May, and the chair of Relay for Life Donegal, Seamus Devine, is here now to tell us a little bit more about that and the event itself, Relay for Life. Seamus.
John, thank you very much for having me in. Yeah.
Was this on last year?
No, we were going to run it last year, but we were kind of short notice. There was only 3 or 4 weeks to go, so we decided we'd postpone it until this year,
right? To
give everybody a proper chance, give the car dealers a proper chance, the gyms, to get a bit of exposure for themselves as well. It was kind of too rushed last year. So
okay, so plenty of lead-in time this time.
Plenty of lead-in time. We ran it in 2017. It was the first event we did it.
That far back?
That far back, yeah. The intention was probably to keep it going then, but COVID and all that hit. It just took out of it, so we let it go. So we brought it back again this year. So,
all right. Well, I honestly thought it was last year, maybe the year before. Yeah. So 2017. And now this is the second year of it. And how far away from the actual event? When is Relay for Life itself on?
Relay for Life itself is on the weekend of the 24th and 25th of May. So this is on the Wednesday immediately before it, the 21st.
Good timing.
Good timing. And look, it'll add to the publicity and the boost that whatever's going on that week as well. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what's happening in this? This is it's an actual race with cars being pushed around a 5 kilometre route.
Basically a 5 kilometre route. Yeah, no, it's an extremely competitive race. There are serious prizes on offer.
Right.
Bragging rights for the garages and bragging rights for the gyms.
Okay.
And the slagging that went on the last time after the event, and the winners. Now, unfortunately, the winners are not back to defend their
title. Right.
But there's serious competition going on at the moment and top secret training.
Okay, yeah, obviously, yeah. Well, I've actually signed up for to be one of the steerers. I couldn't say drivers, but steerers.
You're being modest because we're getting celebrity drivers, celebrity steerers to go along. Not just any old ordinary one. We're getting celebrities.
I see, right.
And you're the first one that's been gone public that we're actually identifying. So we have a few more up our sleeve, yeah. So,
okay, yeah. All right. Well, now that my identity is out there, make what you will of it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, and because the hard work is going to be done by those doing the pushing.
Hard work is going to be done by the gyms. The previous time it was just purely the garages that did it, and some of them were struggling to get enough individuals to participate. So this time, the main organiser, Kieran Down Endeavours, will be probably the main organiser of this, along with the committee. And he had suggested that we bring in the local gyms or the fitness centres, leisure centres to come on board, and they would provide the ammunition for pushing the vehicles. So, yeah.
It's going to be tricky to steer these cars because all cars pretty much now are power steering.
They are.
And this will be no engine turned on, so there's going to be no power steering.
The engine has to be on. My understanding is the engine has to be on because otherwise the brakes and such and all that wouldn't work. It'd be too dangerous. Okay. Now, the rules are very top secret at the moment. Kieran, we actually appointed Robert O'Connor, my predecessor as chairman, to be the lead organiser on the event. Robert has come on board this last couple of weeks, so they're really getting to the ground, putting rules in place. So very strict rules.
Strict list of rules. Obviously, you'd have to. Yeah. And tell me the route. It starts over at Riverside Hyundai.
Starts there at Canal Road, and it comes out as far as the Joe Bonner Road, comes across that new link road, back up round by the shopping centre, and back round past the community centre back to the garage again. But we're doing 2 laps. Each lap's approximately 2.5 kilometres, so it's going to be 2 laps.
Okay.
Is
that the same route as last time?
No, the previous time was a shorter route, and it went out as far as the Polestar roundabout, but there was no traffic lights there at that stage.
All right.
So traffic lights kind of complicated a little bit for so many different lanes. So.
Okay. And do they go off altogether or one at a time and timed?
Going off one at a time. There's a lot of calculation going on at the moment of anticipated speeds going around the route.
All right.
So we're trying to avoid crashes or clashes or whatever, people overtaking one thing. So we're not just quite 100% sure on the timing, but it starts at 7 o'clock. We may run it in one stage, we may run it in 2 stages.
All right. But it's all to play for.
All to play for. Each fitness centre now, there's going to be 8 on a team with a maximum of 4 pushing at any one time.
All right.
So
again, there's the rules.
there's one slip rule because people are asking about that. Yeah.
And how can people get involved? Can they go online if they want to, sponsor one of the teams or whatever?
Yes. The main part, I suppose, is to go onto our Facebook, Relay For Life Facebook page, but there's a separate page for the Donegal International Car Push. But if you want to sponsor through the garage directly or through any of the gyms directly, they all have their own sponsorship cards or buckets or whatever. They're all doing that. So
excellent.
And
all right, then, so that's the Wednesday before Relay for Life. Relay for Life itself, always a big event, always a huge fundraiser. It is around the world, and it is here in Letterkenny, and it's always it's a fun event, and then it's a poignant event, and it's sad, and it's uplifting, all over 24 hours.
Yeah. I guarantee you'll do all of the emotions within an hour, not alone the 24 hours. But like Rory McIlroy last night and all the emotions. There's everything in it, and it's wonderful. We've quite a number of teams that have been there since 2012, since the first year, and it's wonderful to see the same faces there and there every year. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, not everyone does make it back again, and then it does be quite emotional, and you not there. But it's significant that the number of people that we are seeing year on year on year that they repeat, and the families themselves. They're so generous in their time and they're so generous in their praise afterwards. It was a great event. It allowed us to express emotions. Last year I had a particular situation. There was a new team entered, and the individual had cancer 3 years previously and just didn't know how to talk to anyone. And the reason they entered the team, she says, I need to get out. I need to start talking. And she found it so emotional, but she found it a massive help.
Great. That's just one.
That was just one example last year.
But you have a tried and tested formula now with the entertainment on stage, people going around the track. Then there's, of course, the big Candle of Hope ceremony. That at dusk, that's very moving.
It's amazing. I mean, look, my first experience of a Candle of Hope ceremony was down a different relay before we started it. I was in tears after that. It is very moving. And our own one led by the choir in Donegal here. I mean, it's a fantastic event.
And for those who either can't make it along or would like to contribute and won't be there for any or all of it maybe, then it's very simple to buy a candle in advance, and that's one way of supporting it. It
can be done online through the Donegal Relay For Life page. There's a direct link to the candle page. It's foolproof. Even I can do it. It's foolproof to go through it. The candles are €5 piece. Yeah, but it is wonderful.
All right then, so that's happening on the 24th, and the big race, the race of the year, obviously, is the Donegal International Car Push, and that's happening the Wednesday before on the 21st at around about 7 o'clock in Letterkenny.
Yeah. Daniel and Magilla are our patrons, and Daniel will be performing again in concert this year at 2 o'clock on the Sunday.
He gave a lot of his time last year. He gives us time every year, but he was there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, both himself and Magilla there for effectively the 24 hours.
Great supporters.
Now, John, it would be very remiss of me today not to mention it's Magilla's birthday, so happy birthday, Magilla, from all at Relay For Life. So.
Yes, indeed. Mentioned it earlier in the show, so happy birthday, Magilla. And anyway, that's great. And you stayed up for the golf last night.
Well, stayed up for the golf last night.
Who couldn't resist it?
He won
it's
it.
Great.
He won it about 4 times and lost it 3 times. So
But you know what? There's enough really good but boring golfers, it seems to me. And I'm no big golf fan, but from what I can see over the weekend, there's enough really good but pretty boring golfers. Whereas he had a real drama. We know the backstory, and then the way he went out and he had it lost on the first day pretty much, and clawed his way back in, and then just the final day, the final round. It was up and down. It was all over the place.
Crazy stuff.
And he had a brilliant shot down the fairway or landed onto the green within a few feet, and then he missed the putt.
He's human. Yeah. I would miss the one back again.
Pardon?
I would miss the one back again.
All right.
So,
but it was great, and he had such support. I couldn't believe it, from an American public, crowd, American public, and from the get-go, he was getting brilliant support. Okay, anyway, we're getting away from the subject. Donegal International Car Push, and that is for Relay For Life, happening on Wednesday, the 21st of May. Check out any of the car dealers involved or the Relay For Life Facebook page for more information, or click on if you want to support it and get involved.
Thanks,
Seamus.
Appreciate that. Thank you.